Good evening. Carson V. Heady here, author of Birth of a Salesman and the currently in development While the Salesman is Away and Other Stories. The reason I'm here this evening is to talk about something that's more or less a lost art in today's society, unfortunately. This is the sales leader, the effective leader. This individual is on the endangered species list. A lot of the reason for that is because bad management begets bad management. It's very rare in this day and age that you find that individual who's able to effectively lead, especially in a selling environment, which is what obviously a lot of the videos and the sessions that we've had and what we've talked about have delved into. Now, it's not impossible to find a good quality sales leader. The thing of the matter is, what makes somebody an effective sales leader, or how you can become an effective sales leader, really centers around two things. And the reason that I break it down to two things is because it really is that simple. It comes down to people and process, and you can never forget these things. Number one, people. Surrounding yourself with the right people. If you have the wrong people in place, you will never get it done. And the reason why is because the right people understand the process that must be implemented and executed on a daily basis. They care about where you're going and where you're headed, and they will pay attention to the high-level initiatives that you're passing along to them on a daily basis. So the key thing is, I don't care how good of a manager you think you are, if you have the wrong team in place, the wrong people, you will fail. The other thing is that with the people, you have to take care of them first and foremost. You have to legitimately care. You have to eliminate obstacles. See, the key thing is that a lot of managers, especially when you are promoted at a relatively young age, which I was, you make mistakes. The reason I'm able to sit here today and tell you all of these things about how to do these things effectively is because I fell on my face and I failed a lot at little things here and there. And I learned through those trials and tribulations. That's what made me an effective leader. The key thing is I made the mistakes when I was young, and I made friends with some of my subordinates. You can't do that. You can't let these people see you bleed. You can't ever let them get away with coming in late or doing any of these things, sloughing off anything, taking off early to go to do little things, going to the bars, whatever. You can't do too much of those items because it diminishes your level. It diminishes your respect. Now, the other thing is you gain respect from them by showing respect, caring about what they have to say. That is so vital. One of the biggest things is that I've had so many people, my biggest accomplishments in my professional career have been the people that I've been fortunate enough to work with. It's the same concept with my book. I didn't write it, I haven't sold enough copies to retire yet. I didn't write it for the money. I wrote it so that I could network and meet people all over the world, which is what I've been fortunate enough to do. The very fact that you're watching this video is what I have worked my career for. So the key thing is be cognizant of the value of the people that work for you. Lend credence to them, listen to them, care. And even if they have a stupid reason or a stupid idea, you still acknowledge it. Tell them, hey, you know what? I really appreciate you coming to the table. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to be able to implement and execute that, but you know what? I appreciate you coming to me. Well, I'm going to take a look at that and follow up with them. Show them that you care. The key thing is it actually showing that you care about what they have to say. Now, a lot of your time as a leader is elimination of legitimate obstacles to success. You got to wade through, though, because you cannot buy into their excuses. Never buy into excuses. Never let them present a problem to you without a solution. And on the same token, don't ever present a problem to your superiors without a solution, because it just doesn't work. That's just complaining. Doesn't do anything, doesn't achieve anything. So number one, guys, ladies and gentlemen, people. Taking care of the people. Now, the other thing, too, is that you can't let them get away with these little things. And the other thing is, too, life's tough. Life's very hard. People are going to go through relationship struggles. They're going to come through personal issues. They're going to bring them into the workplace. They don't belong there. If your personal problems and your personal life is horrendous, what do you think is going to happen when you let that bleed over into your business life? Your business life is going to become horrendous. Wrong answer. And as a leader, you've got to make sure to draw that line. The key thing also is these people, anytime there's any discipline coming or a termination coming, they've got to know it's coming. And the key thing is it's just like selling. You are selling these employees on different items. The key thing is when you build an improvement plan for somebody, anything can be an improvement plan. Hey, you know what, Joe Rep, Mary Rep, We need to put together an improvement plan today to work on your conversion of a certain product. We've got to make sure that we put an improvement plan in place. We want to try to get it to what level do you think is fair? You know, the goal is 50%. We're at 30%. Do you think having it to 40% by next month, does that sound something like you can accomplish? Okay. What steps are you going to implement to make that happen? Let's document these things. You give it to them. Then you follow up a month later. Okay, your result is 35%. We said it was going to be 40. What have you been doing? Why do you feel you've been falling under the curve? And then covering what they have and they have not been doing through your observation. The key thing is they will always know that these things are coming. But the manager who's successful, the manager who is truly a leader, because let's face it, anybody can be called a manager. Manager doesn't mean anything. Leader, that's what it's all about. And the reason that that's so important is because people will follow a leader, somebody that they believe in, somebody who believes in them. The key thing is that the reason that I've been successful over the years is because I've turned to my team. I've cared about what they had to say. I've eliminated the obstacles. And the key thing is, and it segues right into process. A lot of people fail because they stop doing the things that got them to be successful in the first place, or that will get them to be successful. They get desperate. If you're out there making cold calls, you make 50, 100 a day, the key thing is that it's very easy to get caught up in the monotony and to stop realizing that a good introduction, the proper fact-finding, building a good recommendation, overcoming objections, doing things the right way, building the right foundation, it's easy to forget that you have to do those things. You can have 100 cold calls and do something that works 1% of the time, and it's a gold mine. Because the key thing is you've got to follow the right process. If a golfer or a baseball player, basketball player, I don't care what sport you're playing, if you stop following, if you start making shortcuts, you change your swing because you've been in a slump, then that's not going to help you get back and recapture the old magic. You've got to follow the right process. As a leader, true leaders understand the process that makes you successful. Putting the right people in place as a foundation. Lending credence to their concerns. Going out there, following the right sales process. Understanding the job. You know, I've worked in retail, I've worked in call center, I've worked in advertising, I've worked in telecommunications, I've worked in wireless. I've done so many different things, but the thing is these skills are transferable. Once you understand that you've got to make sure to care about what your target audience is and your customer, then that's what it's all about. From a leader standpoint, when I meet with my employees, the key thing is you ask them, are you happy with the results that you have right now? Nobody's happy with the results that they have. Not even I've been happy with the results I've had over the years. I always want to be better and better. So the key thing is if you're not happy with these results, why are you so afraid to risk them? Why are you afraid to gamble these results that are substandard by your standards? The ultimate thing is you have to sell an employee to gamble their results that they're not happy with. And it shouldn't be tough once you have that once they have that awakening and that epiphany. And they realize, I'm not happy with these results, so why am I afraid of gambling them? Why wouldn't I try things Carson's way or my leader's way? Why wouldn't I? Because I have nothing to lose. And if you're willing to roll the dice and gamble the results that you're not satisfied with anyway, and try something different that gives you a better chance at success, you just might win. But once you find what works, stick with it, always. Even if you have a bad day, bad week, bad month. See, the key thing is I haven't been happy with every single result or every month I've ever had. There were things and there were reasons that detracted from them. But the thing is, the last thing I'm going to do is sit back and make excuses. The last thing I'm going to do is point fingers and say it was because of him or her or anybody else that I didn't meet my result. I've never missed a result that I was gunning for. But that's beside the point. The reason being is because I understood what it took. I rolled up my sleeves and was willing to get in the trenches and do the job. And I led by example. And the key thing is I showed respect, and that's how I gained it. My team would have followed me anywhere, and I would have followed them. That's how you become a successful leader. It's really that simple. It's about caring about what they have to say, selling them on gambling unsatisfactory results. It's about process and the right people. And that's it. The key thing, guys, remember, in all of this, leading comes down to leading by example. and surrounding yourself with the right people. You can't do it alone. And if you have a high propensity to do something well, just because you're a good rep doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a good manager. But never forget what got you there. I was chastised once by a supervisor for being a reps manager and caring too much about what my reps had to say. Well, you know what? They're writing my paycheck. That's why I care. And that's what's made me successful where other people have failed. You can do it too. And I wish you the best in that endeavor. Thank you very much, and all the best.